Hey, what's up, y'all? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to another episode of our Seaopolis 2 Let's Play. In today's episode, we are going to get through making HDPE sheets and hopefully antimatter, but I'm not prepared. So we're going to do the best we can to get through as much of that as possible, but we shall see how it goes. As I said, we're gonna try to get through the HDPE sheets real quick. I've been trying to think up how to put this together in my head, and I do not know if I have enough room in here for it. These two are here because we are going to first need to get our chemical oxidizer we made at the end of last episode processing our antimatter into nuclear waste. And we're going to send that nuclear waste through an ender tank, hopefully. Don't know if it's possible, but we're going to try. So we need brown dye. So in between episodes, I did a thing where I made the dye seed. And the dye seed allows you to just grow one seed and create any kind of dye you want from it. So if you come to your JEI and you just look up dye, you'll notice that all of them have these dye essence recipes. I set all of those up after making the dye seed and set patterns for all the different color dyes so that I could do this. We're going to put our nuclear waste on brown. And I needed brown dye and didn't have a way to get it in the pack. So there we have it. So now, first things first, we're going to need water for a lot of the machines in this setup. So I'm just going to toss that sink right there. We also are going to need 3 of the pressurized reaction chambers. So let's see if we can make 3 of them. I'm going to tell it to go ahead and make all the stuff it needs for 1, and then what's it missing? An enrichment chamber. Okay, and we need 3 of these for the setup I want to use, which is going to mean 6 of these. Okay. Maybe we should just go add patterns so that I don't have to do it by hand. Let's do that. Okay, so pressurized reaction chamber, boom, pattern. Enrichment chamber, boom, pattern. And if we toss these 2 in here and I look them up, can I now tell you to make me 3? Haha! That's like the epitome of lazy, y'all. I told it how to auto craft just so I didn't have to do the manual crafts. Yep, it's going to work on that stuff and get those going for us. So before that, we need 1 more pattern for nuclear waste. Nuclear waste, which we get by sending the antimatter to the chemical oxidizer. Can I make a pattern for this? Different setup, I guess. We'll just tell it to do an exporter. Okay, there's our exporter. And then we are going to be able to tell it to export the creative waste into this machine for us, I think. Okay. And then you need creative waste. Right there. Wow, 5 buckets of nuclear waste per. That's not bad at all. Okay, so now let's take one of these, toss it here, and see if we can output to that side. So the gas is a gas? Huh. Output, auto eject on. Looks like it's a gas. I thought nuclear waste would have been a liquid waste. Where are you getting used? You're going to go into our isotropic centrifuge. All right, so that's really all we're going to do with this for right now. Cool. Now let's get on to our pressurized reaction chambers. Did it finish? Pressurize, we did. All right, so the way I'm thinking about setting this up, we're going to need something to make the initial substrate, and then the substrate can be 8x'd using the byproduct from making the substrate the first time, but we need biofuel production in this, so that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna need a crusher, which is gonna have to get power from somewhere. Can I get it right there? Okay. Actually, all this stuff's gonna need power, so... Let's grab some energy pipes. Okay, and let's, there, and we'll put our crusher right there. Okay. You need to be wrenched. And upgraded. Cool. So that'll get power here. This needs something to crush. So I went ahead and made us a ultra hopping botany pod. And we're going to put in watermelon. Because watermelon is going to output in, wait for it, whole melons. Okay. I was hoping for slices, but whole melons are fine. It would be more efficient if we were using slices, but honestly, it does not matter. So the next thing we need to do is we are going to need to take that melon and send it through a pressurized reaction chamber with water. Input fluids back, and there's our water. So now if we tell you items output on the right, auto eject is on, and then we tell you items input from the left is fine. So now we have our water. All right, and then the only other thing we need in here with our biofuel to make the substrate and the ethylene for multiplying it is we are going to need A, to get this some power, and then B, we need hydrogen. So we're gonna need an electrolytic separator for making that hydrogen. I'm gonna try to stick it right here on top of this machine. So, ELEC. Electrolytic separator, there we go. Okay, that should be everything we need for a core, there we go. And then now we need 2 more infused alloys. We seem to need a lot of those. Can you just craft us like 3 stacks so that we have them on hand when we need them? Be great, thank you. All right, electrolytic separator. Now we should have what we need to make it. Cool. And so if we take the electrolytic separator and we toss it right here on top of this, it's gonna start taking the water from the back here and separating it into hydrogen and oxygen. We need to get the hydrogen down here, so that is the dark blue, and we're gonna wanna tell it gases, dark blue, we want you to output to the bottom. And now that is going to start processing us our substrate and making ethylene. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna carry our power on over here, and we're gonna put another pressurized reaction chamber right next to it. Gonna go sleep through this storm because I don't like the lightning in my ear. And now this one is getting the ethylene, which we do need. We also want to tell this that you can take your items, output to the, well, let's just clear everything. You're gonna take items in from the right and output them to the left, and auto eject is on. Okay, so that's gonna send our substrate over here, which we also need water in here. And this is gonna take 1 substrate and it's gonna turn it into 8. And it's also gonna use the ethylene that we are making for, in that other machine, some of it. And then we will also need that ethylene in another machine here in a moment. But as you can see, now we have 8 substrate instead of 1. And we're going to output that into one more pressurized reaction chamber where we are going to make HDPE pellets. Once again, let's bring our power on over. Put another machine down. You are going to clear all sides for items. You're going to take input on the left, and you can output to the right. That's fine. And you input from the left, output to the right, auto eject on. That should get our substrate here. And then the final substrate piece is we need liquid ethylene, which means we are going to have to take some of this ethylene that we're getting here. We need to tell this to dump the excess oxygen so the whole thing doesn't freeze up. Okay, and this should get us pretty full on ethylene pretty soon, which means we're gonna need another place to send that ethylene. So we need something to move it, and we should be able to. We need our configurator. Tell this not to connect. Oh, we do need oxygen in there. Cool. I don't know how I got the oxygen in there, but that's nifty. So, oh, we can just do this and bring the oxygen in. Sweet. Disconnect this pipe. It gets our oxygen where we need it. And then we have to make the rotary condensator, because it is not taking, yeah, it's not taking that gas. Yes, we can, finally. Okay, so we're gonna break this, bring some power under, break this middle pipe. We're gonna put the rotary condensator here. And this is going to take our ethylene and convert it into liquid ethylene. And then we're going to need a mechanical pipe here. Or a fluid pipe. Fluid pipe will work. Fluid pipe. Tell you to extract. And there we have it. Now we're making our HDPE pellets, which we only use for making HDPE rods and HDPE sheets, and we can make the sheets at a cheaper cost in an enrichment chamber. So let's make an enrichment chamber. And then our enrichment chamber. Let's get it some power. And there we have it. So I'm gonna grab these HDPE pellets to get the quest credit. And then when this finishes, which let's make it some speed upgrades too. We really don't want it being our bottleneck. Speed. Go. There we have it. And that completes our HDPE quest section to get us all the way to sheets, which we're gonna need those sheets for one of these two machines, I think. Can I squeeze this in this episode? Maybe. So give me a second. I'm gonna craft up the things I need to craft up, and we will go from there. All right, so in order to proceed with this next part, we're going to have to get the control circuit recipes all into our auto crafting. So let's get that done real quick. These are just a craft recipe. All of the pieces we've already made the recipes for earlier that require the machines. These are just combining the stuff that the machines make for us. So toss those in. Okay. And then now, if I come into my storage thing and I tell it I want to make one of these, I can control click the middle. So now that should get us, just waiting on one more. There we go. Isotropic centrifuge. And we're going to need more creative waste, which means we're going to need to make some more of it with... We did automate the creative organic matter. So can you do a stack of that? Can you do 4 stacks? No. Can you do 3 stacks? No. Can you do 2 stacks? No. So just give me a stack, I guess. Okay, so there's our stack. This thing will sift the whole stack at once. Okay. And now, did this thing steal all of that stuff? It did, but we can just take it out. All right, awesome. So now let's make our solar neutron activator, which is going to need to be able to see the sun. Which actually shouldn't be a problem because there's glass, and I think the glass works for line of sight to the sun. Okay. Solar neutron activator. Go. And next. Wants us to... These sheets can be used to make SPS casing. So we need water and plutonium with fluorite dust. And that gives us spent nuclear waste, okay? And then you need water with polonium fluorite dust to make polonium pellets. Polonium, we take nuclear waste and send it through the solar neutron activator to get it. Okay, so if I take my solar neutron activator and some power, so there, and does this even need power? No, it looks like it doesn't. This is a total change to like the normal mechanism stuff because you're not having to make the big reactor to get your nuclear waste. But this thing should be able to gases, output to the right, eject on. These might be directional machines. Can I use pressurized tube to move it? Okay, so there's that. Is it not daytime? It is daytime. All right, so we're gonna have to make like a tunnel to the sun. Let's go glass. Yep, give me a stack. Okay, I don't need that much. That's cool, that should be enough. And then some sand maybe to fill the hole in. Okay, so now, I'll come over here. Get directly above my solar neutron activator right here. Let's make ourselves a little like skylight tunnel to the surface. Okay, so now if we take and put sand in here, should clear all the water sources. And then if we break that, that should make the solar neutron activator start working and make polonium. Yes. Okay. Wait, but now this is full of polonium and not what I need. If I break that, it's gonna go everywhere. Alrighty, well, here we are, we're back. I struggled with this, with the inputs and outputs on these machines. You need nuclear waste going to 2 separate things out of your chemical oxidizer. So I fidgeted around with the gas faces until I figured out how to get it to send nuclear waste to the solar neutron activator and to the isotopic centrifuge. And those are both now producing polonium and plutonium and sending them through to the pressurized reaction chamber to get us the different kinds of pellets that we need, both plutonium pellets and I've already got a bunch in storage, but of the polonium pellets, as you can see there. Now we need to feed these fluorite dusts, but this setup, I did not make it spread out enough where I would be able to get to all the faces. I really need the other face, or to use something like laser IO, which I don't know if I have in the pack. I do have laser IO in the pack. We might do that, we might not. I don't know. I don't know how much we're going to need of this. But so we've got these set up. All we have to do now is just take this fluorite dust right here, and you can manually feed it in. And as you'll see on this side, the polonium will produce the polonium pellet. And then it also produces spent nuclear waste, which we're feeding into this barrel in hopes that we really won't overflow this barrel and it won't, you know, cause nuclear fallout in our base. So there you have it. That gets you both your plutonium and polonium pellets, and these machines are loud and awful, and I'm running away from them. So yeah, there we have it. All the way through getting our plutonium and our polonium made for our SPS casings, and we will next time get into making the actual SPS itself and some antimatter pellets. Hope you guys have enjoyed and were able to learn something from it, and have a great day. Hit that like, subscribe, ring the bell, all those things that I'm supposed to say, and most importantly, thanks for watching.